How's it going? Mr. Bass here. Got a little unboxing today of, I had two boxes from Tackle Warehouse. I've just crammed it all into one. And then I've got one from Tackle Direct. This is another great place to order tackle from. And you can tell it rattles. That's because I have a bunch of rattle traps, lipless crankbaits. A bunch from 6 Cents and then Bill Lewis. And that's because springtime is right around the corner. And springtime means trap time. So I wanted to stock up on my arsenal of traps, rattle traps, and lipless crankbaits. And I'm just going to go through them one at a time, and I'll probably take them out of the package and so that you get a up-close view, and we'll go from there. So the first one up is the 6 Cents Quake Thud 70, and I will do the 6 Cents lures first. This color is Gold Reactor, and Gold Reactor is a pretty sweet color. It has a black back, and then the black comes down the scales into a gold, nice gold color, and then an orange belly. And the Quake Thud is a knocker. Here is boiled crawfish. Same thing. The only difference is this is not the Thud model. This is just the Quake 70. And this is what boiled crawfish looks like. Is that a good looking lure or what? Man, I like this color. Mostly orange on the back. A little bit of black there on the just the head part. Black eyes. And this pattern, this crawdad pattern is really something. So, see, it has, the Quake has a little, like a single BB, it sounds like, in there. Very different sound than the Thud. The Thud has a big knocker, but really they're the same bait as far as size goes. It's just the sound. All right, not bad. Boiled crawfish. Next is one of my go-to colors, Lava Truce, and this is the Quake Thud. Something about Lava Truce seems to work well for me here on the Ozark Lakes. It has a brown back, kind of copperish brown color. Hopefully that shows up. And then that transitions down to red and then orange and then yellow. And again, it's just another excellent color. I like this color on a lot of my 6 Cents lures. Next is the MAGA color. Same one. This is the 70 Quake, so it doesn't thud. But the MAGA color is another craw color that's just kind of black back with, let's see there if you can see it. This red is more, it's got some pinkish hues in it. Again, kind of following the same theme. They have a black back, and then it's darker red at the top, and then it goes down the side and kind of is almost pink at the bottom, even though it doesn't totally show up in the video. And then a white belly. MAGA. Here's another Quake Thud 70. This is crawfish clone. Now this is a matte finish. It's not glossy, it's not shiny. It's a dull matte finish, and sometimes that matters. Dull black back and pretty unique looking colors. Kind of a reddish pink as well. And then it's got the black and kind of a goldish dots on it. And then kind of a white belly. So I don't have a lot of these subdued matte colors, but the crawfish clone is one, and I haven't fished with this one yet, so I'm interested to see how it does. I like it. Next up is another Quake 70, and this color is called Crawfish Crave, and this is very much a copper looking color, and to tell you the truth, I don't like the look of this. On the internet when I ordered this, it looked much more orange to me, and now it looks like very copper, kind of a pastel color, which might be fine, I don't know. We shall see. And then it has an orange belly. Rattles of the Quake. Here's a Quake 70 in the golden gill color. Again, just that up quick. And I really like the look of the golden gill color. It's got a purple back. See how well that shows up. See that purple? And then it's a bluegill pattern. It's just a bright gold with green stripes. It would pull off as a perch too. It definitely looks like a perch. And then it's got the blue tint in the gill, on the gill plate there. Just kind of a nice touch. The eyes have a red tint to them. And it has purplish on the belly on this end. And then it transitions to orange for the chin, like a typical bluegill. So it's just a very, very nice looking, to me, that's a great looking color. All right, a couple more Quake 70s. These are the same ones, the Shad Pro. Let's break one of these out and take a look at it. This color reminds me of a color I have. Can't remember the name of the color on some of my Lucky Craft square bills. But these kind of reflective scale pattern are very nice, and they're gonna a lot of flash. You're gonna get a lot of flash on this shad colored bait. I mean, just kind of look at the detail where just these little subtle colors around the eyes, the yellow gold around the eye, and the gold here, and then on the tail, this kind of has a blue back. Definitely good looking color. Very shad looking. Looks like golden gill, but this is called Cajun bluegill. And this is another one. I love bluegill colors anyway. Let's take a look at this one. I might show you how it compares to the golden gill as well. I'll do a side by side there after I show you the details. I mean, look at that one. Wow. Very nice. A bunch of different color on this thing. Reds and blues and oranges and blue back. I can get it to maybe this way. Yeah, there you go. Orange chin. Nice. So That one again is called Cajun bluegill, and here's the golden gill next to it. You can just see the differences. Very nice. Both of them. All right, sweet. Rambo Red and Red Bone. One in the Quake 70 and one in the Quake Thud. There we go. The Quake Thud and the Quake 70. Let's take them out here. First we'll do Rambo Red. Rambo Red has a black back, super bright red with white accents on it. You can see the black back there. I mean, this is about as red as they come. Super bright red. Like I said, white accents. And it's completely red everywhere. Black eyes. That's Rambo Red. And then this other red I've got, Red Bone. It's not so in your face red. It's still pretty bright red. Black back again. Glossy red. These eyes have a green tint to them. It's got the white accents. And then it goes to, transitions to a white belly. So let me show you, compare the two. Rambo Red on the top. Oh, there we go. They definitely look a lot alike, but there are subtle differences. And sometimes subtleties matter. Like the green eyes here versus the black. Now, you know, sometimes guys say, well, why so many different colors? And I answer that with, because sometimes it takes a lot of different colors. Even if you fish a lake a lot, the same lake, you will get to know what colors they prefer, but it still depends from season to season. And I fish a lot of lakes. I go to a lot of lakes that are new to me. And you've got to experiment. So I don't show up knowing really what color. Like if I go in the springtime, I'm going to make the assumption that while the water's cold and we're in pre-spawn conditions, that it's going to be a pretty safe bet to throw some type of a red or orange crawdaddy looking color on your rattle traps. But if you can dial it down to which color red or which color orange they prefer, or which pattern or flash, boy, that makes all the difference. So what I will do is I will take these different colors, the Rambo Red and the Red Bone Red and the MAGA Red, but I'll take all the reds, tie them all on, and experiment. Fish with all of them. Kind of switch between them. And sometimes it's not going to matter, and then some days it definitely will matter. That red bone with a red belly is going to work better, or the Rambo Red with red belly is going to work better than the Red Bone Red with the white belly. It's just experimentation. And that's why I go for a variety of different colors. Now there's some guys who just say, nah, I don't want to do that. I'm just going to stick with my plain Jane colors that I always go with, and if they work, they work, and if they don't, they don't, and so be it. And there's, you know, there's something to be said for that as well. All right, I got three more of the Quake 70s that I want to show you. I've got one called Rambo Gold, and this is, wow, that's a sweet looking color right there. Let's take a look. Black back. Man. Shiny. And it's funny because this gold kind of has other colors, you know, as you move it, you can see greens and all kinds of other colors kind of flashing in there along with the red stripes. And then it's got a red orange belly. Rambo Gold, man, I think that's Sweet looking color. Then I got another bluegill color. This is called Rayburn gill. And it's really kind of a cool color. It's kind of got a dark, like a blood red back. It's not going to show up on my camera. It's going to look black. But there's like a deep blood red tint to this black on the back. And then it kind of transitions. You can kind of see some of that red tinting now when you go to the side. How about that? And then it transitions to gold, and you got that bright orange on the belly, blue around the eyes. Man, that's a sick color. See if I can get it to... It's really, really sweet. That's Rayburn gill. And I'm going to wrap up with Phantom Craw. And this is another one of those craws colors that on the internet look way different than it does in real life. It's got a black back, and then it kind of transitions from black to gray, and then a very light blue. There's the black back. Almost like a powder blue color. It's got a greenish blue eye. Belly. Turn it the other direction. See if that might look better. Definitely a different color. One of the reasons I bought this, I bought a few of these, is because at certain times of the year, the crawdad patterns have a lot of blue in them. So I thought I'd give this a try. Interesting color, to say the least. Phantom Craw. So that is my 6 Sense traps. And as you can see, most of them are Quake 70s mixed in with some Quake 70 thuds. Now I'm going to break open what I got at Tackle Direct, which are mostly Bill Lewis rattle traps. So for the rattle traps, I've only got 5 different colors here. I bought about 20, but I got repeats of the same color. So I'm just going to show you these 5, and I should be able to take them out of the package so you can get a closer look. This one is Rayburn Red, and this is the 1/2 ounce. All of these are 1/2 ounce. Take these out and show you. See the difference that the sound makes on the rattle traps? It's very different than the sound of the Quake 70 or the Quake 70 thud. And quite frankly, I think you're making a mistake if you just limit yourself to one type of a rattle trap, one type of a lipless crankbait, because there are a lot of differences out there, and the fish notice the differences, and it matters sometimes. All right, next up I've got Rayburn Red Zombie. Rayburn Red Zombie. All of their zombie patterns kind of has like this skeletal look pattern, kind of like they're showing you an x-ray of the fish's skeleton or something. It has a black back, and it's got kind of goldish brown the top half, and then it gets really red and pinkish on the bottom, and then almost a really subtle pink belly with a red chin. And of course they all rattle the same way. And then I got, look at these. They're all variations of the same type of lure, a shad or a shiner lure. And the reason I get different ones here is just because the subtle differences in these colors sometimes matter. Sometimes they don't matter at all. But I'll kind of pull them up side by side and show you. And you can see they're very similar, but there's also differences. So the first one is white bleeding shad. Black back. And it's a typical white with black scale patterns, but it's got these blood marks on it as though it's a bleeding shad. And it comes with red hooks, okay? And then a white belly. So that's white bleeding shad. Now let me show you bleeding shiner. You're gonna say, wow, that looks, what's different here? Well, one thing that's different is there's no red hooks. The next is, this is not white. It's got like some gold, I would say. That's kind of what it looks like. Gold sprinkled in with the black. And of course it's got the red blood look. And it's got the white belly with a red mark there. So that is slightly different. Let's look at them side by side. The white bleeding shiner, the white bleeding shad, and then the bleeding shiner. You can see subtle difference here and there, but sometimes that really matters. And then I've got one that's just called shad. No blood on this one. It has an orange mark around the gill plates. White mostly. Red chin. White belly. But no bleeding. So that's it on the Bill Lewis rattle traps. And you can see a lot of similarities, a lot of differences. But as much as I love the Quakes, and I really highly recommend the Quakes, I also, you gotta have rattle traps, the originals. Sometimes they're just lights out. So that's it. I got a ton more of these. Let me know if you'd like to see my collection. I mean, this was an unboxing of ones I've recently bought, but I'd be happy to share with you my whole collection if you've got the patience to look at each lure, lure by lure, in detail like we did today. If that's something you'd be interested in, let me know, and I'd be happy to comply. Please subscribe to the channel. I'd greatly appreciate that. Smash that like button and hit that notification bell. It really means a lot. Greatly appreciate it, and greatly appreciate any support to the channel you can provide. This is Mr. Bass, and until next time, happy rattle trap fishing.